Yeah, I can't even see where the people are chatting at.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
because it's over.
Here it is. Okay.
It's asleep.
Yeah, I can't even see where the people are chatting at. Oh. I have my volume up. This has now become Watch Nick's Dogs, the stream.
I like how, like, I'm getting a couple messages from the people that were in there, and they're just like, "Hey, that was great." Like, we would just end it. Like,
Yeah.
how shitty would that be? All right, that's it.
Where are you at? Which one do you are? The one with 38 views? Or is that the movie?
I'm the one that says one watching.
We are live right now, though, so whenever.
Yeah. Caleb Murray Photography says, "Great work, guys. Thank you."
Thank you, Caleb. I still don't know which one it is.
It's this one. Just go to your subscriptions, unless you're not subbed to Malakai, and that's awkward.
Thank you, Caleb Murray Photography. It was so nice to have you. We're gonna be doing a Q&A soon. Oh, we can't. Can they see us?
Yeah, they can see us. We're gonna be answering some questions, so ask.
Okay, I'm here.
Which stream are we on? Where are we at? I'm lost. Oh wait, here it is.
Yeah, there's a new one that came up.
It's my up next. Looks like.
Yeah, I should be able to just refresh it. It should come. Man,
There it goes.
this was very difficult.
I don't think our internet was the best to do this on.
Well, I thought I'd be able to do the direct connect, with the Ethernet, but that didn't work. So we have 4 people in now. I know we had like 8 before, so.
And 2 of those people are me and Sayge.
Yeah, but you it should be included in the
One
number.
is you.
One's me.
We
So
just
it's-
ask each other questions.
Yeah.
Well, this will go live. This will go up on the video too. So even if no
Yeah.
one's here,
Nick, how did you feel about your performance?
Yeah, there's always room for improvement, but I was happy. I felt that you and I had some pretty cool chemistry together.
Yeah, me too.
Playing off each other. I see that Malakai chose to take out a lot of the swearing.
Yeah.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't that I took
Such a
out the
prude.
swearing. It's your swears are mainly when you don't remember the line.
Well, there's that too. Like,
I love the one. There's like,
Do
I'm
you
not fucking saying that, dude. I'm not saying that.
Do you remember the first table read with Nick when like every second word was fuck?
Yeah.
We were like, yes. You were like, is it okay if I curse? We're like, yeah. And he's like, okay, fucking fuck.
what are you talking about, man?
The first table read, yeah, dude.
I know.
That was funny.
I think one of my favorite memories from this is when, Nick, me and you had kind of
Don't waste all your juices yet, though.
It's not wasting juice. We got a whole 4 days of filming.
Yeah, that's true.
So me and you, we like barely knew each other. And the first scene we filmed, you just slapped me right in the face.
Oh yeah, that's in the bloopers. Okay, so we're all back, and now we have one more viewer than we did before. So
Cool.
whoever that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think everyone's back. The credits should be over. Thank you guys. What?
Nothing.
Thank you all so much for watching that. It's great to even have this many people here showing the support. Yeah, so I'm assuming everyone was just kind of talking about that. It's like some of the bloopers. I remember that with that blooper too. It was that we were shooting that same scene as when you guys walk up to the door and Nick's like, he's like, these people are crazy. Let me deal with them. And Jordan's like, okay. And then there was a scene where I was like, hey babe, because Sage was in there. I was like, hey babe, will you get me a water? And she's like, yeah. And Sage is like pretending. She's like, don't call me babe on set. We act professional. And Nick's like, no, call me babe. And then I said something where I was like, yeah, that isn't professional. I was just joking. And then CJ was like, no, I think it's really sweet. It was just so sweet of him to say that.
I came out looking like an asshole.
Okay, so we got our 10 people in here. We got some questions coming in. So yeah, you can ask some questions in the chat. I think Andrew has accumulated some questions. Kaysen says Nick was hands down the best.
Yeah, I saw that.
The best at what, Kaysen? The best at being
Well,
second best?
He also said made me laugh a lot.
Good.
Oh,
This wasn't
thank
a
you.
comedy. This was a serious
Yeah,
drama.
what the fuck?
I just like.
Yeah, but I make people feel all kinds of emotions, you know.
I just like how
Really
he picks the
in
one
different ways.
person that wasn't his family member that he says is his favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caleb Murray Photography was asking if this film was handheld or shot on a gimbal, and this was it was shot handheld by myself because I wanted to have someone shoot it, but just couldn't do that, especially on like an indie movie like this. So that was all me with an FS7, holding it like this. We shot for like 8 hours every day, sometimes a little more. It was quite the workout.
Looked really good though.
I was happy with the quality of the picture, but like I would really rather have a professional be shooting and just so I can just direct.
Yeah.
I was happy with how it reason it looked like that was because of Matt Thomas, who isn't here, but he lit it, and that helped a lot, and it was really great to have that kind of help.
The part where it's zoomed in on me and I'm like working on the thing, that looked really good. Like that looked like a
Which
super
part?
professional shot. The one where I start working on the thing when Gilder's on the phone. I go and I start working on it by myself.
Oh yeah, it's close up on you.
Yeah,
you're like,
the
okay.
scene looked really cool.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, and you're getting ready to use this thing right here you're playing with. This is the Karis pen prop. PV Dilla. I don't know if it's like Padilla maybe.
Anthony Padilla
Oh my god!
from Smosh.
They asked, loved everything about it. Maron and Gilder worked pretty well together. The ending confused me a little. Is it set up for a sequel? See, my endings are always confusing. People always give me that. It's not set up for a sequel because I'm kind of like I make the short and it's like it leaves it open for your interpretation of what things happen. But I did originally kind of play with the idea of it being a feature of a full length movie. So there is more to it that I kind of know what kind of happens, but this is just this enclosed story of like, oh, shit hits the fan, and like what it's all about and that kind of stuff. And like with the chess piece falling, which was an insert shot, which I wish looked better, but it just kind of added to like the metaphor of the queen falling, with Sayge's character Nara. But again, I feel like I'm talking a lot, so let's Andrew, you got some questions for some cast and crew?
I think there's one question that is pretty much on everybody's mind and nobody wants to talk about it, and that's, what was it like working in those suits? Tell us about working inside those suits, guys.
Yeah.
God.
Let's hear about it.
Mostly gross. The first day wasn't so bad. Like the first day, it was just a little hot, a little uncomfortable, shedding paint everywhere, not a big deal. The next day, when you came back after it's like condensed inside of there,
And it was still sweat
Dude,
left over.
there's a picture of Nick right before we were shooting in Aptera. You're like, you took the suit off for a little bit to like eat supper or something, and you put it back on, and you had to like pour it out of the suit because Nick's especially his gloves were taped on, so it just pooled down in there.
I'm really glad I didn't have to wear that helmet.
Yeah.
That would have sucked.
Yeah, me too. I just got to build it.
Yeah, I don't think I could have gotten through a scene with that helmet on my head. That looked really claustrophobic.
Yeah, it was like being in a deep sea diving bell, but it was just cool. I totally dug it.
Sage, how'd you like driving the van? Tell us about driving the van.
It was intimidating. Malakai was like, "Do you want like someone else to drive it?" And I was like, a little insulted because he insinuated a woman couldn't drive the van.
That's not what I was insinuating.
Yes, that's what he was insinuating. That's
I know
exactly what he was
exactly
insinuating.
But it was really funny because like it was just me and you, Andrew, in the van, and you're like, "Man, you're a really good driver," and I was just like, "Thank you." No one ever says that to me.
As I'm gripping the sides of the van for dear life.
Good.
You're doing great. No, you're doing great.
You did have to back it up for me though. I was too scared to do that. I wasn't about to do that in that residential area.
The thing was big though too. And you know what the crazy thing is? That thing
It was a big van.
Andrew brought it to the shoot that day. He rented it, and I was like, oh, we're just gonna throw some stuff in there to kind of fill it out. And I was like, "It's gonna be a lot of filling out." And Andrew, he's like, "I'll get this handled," because I was busy with stuff. And I came out, and he's like, "Yeah, I threw like some McDonald's receipts around and like papers and trash." And he really made it look pretty nice. I thought like we didn't really go into the deep back of the van, but like there's just a bunch of junk in there, and Andrew did really well with that. I was really happy.
Did we ever
with it.
get caught for smoking in the van? Because I know we weren't supposed to smoke cigarettes, but we did.
I mean, you weren't.
No, they don't.
You didn't smoke in the van. It was like
Still.
kind of
Yeah,
out the window.
yeah.
Remember we toyed
No,
with,
that wasn't a problem.
with Jordan being vaping.
Yeah.
Anthony Padilla here wants to know what films have been the most inspiring or influential to us and why.
UHF with Weird Al.
Yeah, I'll go last because I feel like I'm talking a lot.
I don't know. The Room, unironically, just because like the acting in that was so poor. It's like if they can do that, then I definitely can, with no acting experience. Yeah, I just like stupid movies. Austin Powers, Shrek.
Annulus, Risto, and Jeff.
Sage, what
Sage?
about you?
I'm gonna be honest. I usually just watch cartoons or animated
Yeah,
films.
but what animated movie is really inspiring to you right now?
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That's a really good film.
Especially visually on that one.
Yeah, you go.
I'm gonna go last because I've been talking a lot. Andrew.
You know, I really enjoyed some of those John Landis comedies from the 70s and 80s, The Blues Brothers, Animal House, 1941. That sensibility I always really enjoyed. And in more serious movies, you know, Apocalypse Now, Goodfellas. I love those epic movies that are made practically. You know, Apocalypse Now, they flew a bunch of helicopters over a village to shoot it. You know, I love that huge.
I thought that was all
movie
green
making type
screen.
stuff. That's the stuff I love, is the big epic.
Like
Hard
when
to
it
make
was real,
movies.
like it was real,
Yeah.
a struggle to make the struggling movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause they had
You know,
to
in
know
Blues
they were
Brothers, they
supposed to
wreck
do that.
56 cop cars or whatever it is. That kind of stuff. I love that.
In an entire mall, like a real
And
mall.
in an entire mall. Yeah. What about you, Nick?
I don't know. I'm not really inspired by movies really at all.
Whoa!
So I don't know.
Next
Probably-
level.
That's a cool answer.
Oh yeah, look at
I
those
would have said that.
those uninspiring
I
posters.
think so.
All right.
Another movie that really has always been an inspiration for me comedy-wise is Young Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
I love how
Yeah.
because the jokes kind of come out of nowhere, and then like they move on, and you're like, oh my god, that was a joke, and I don't know. I've always really liked that.
For me, you know, obviously I'm probably going to have the really pretentious answers. Right now, my favorite movie of all time is Fight Club, of course. But right now, my favorite, most inspiring movie, though, is Thunder Road, which was written and
That's a
directed
good movie.
by Jim Cummings, a kind of indie guy I've kind of like interacted with on Reddit and stuff. That movie is just, you don't know when to laugh and you're crying, and you don't know when to cry when you're laughing, and it's like, it's a beautiful movie. It's just, that one, just story-wise. Inspirational wise, like I know there's some kind of stuff with Shane Carruth right now, but with Shane Carruth's Primer, which is this really low budget movie the quality is like not that great, but like it's just so inspiring. It's about time travel, and it's like he's an engineer in real life, and there's no like simplified dialogue. It's like it's a really interesting movie. And then like tone wise, like Swiss Army Man. That's another one where it's like weird. Do you laugh? Do you cry? What is it? And obviously, like, you know, Chris Nolan movies, Interstellar, of course. So I just really like movies like that like make you think. They have a cool visual quality to them. Ones that aren't necessarily a drama, not necessarily a comedy, which is what I kind of try to do. I try to make like if Black Mirror episodes were comedies. That's what I like to do. Like
Yeah.
a crazy technological concept, but like with a comedic, you know, characters.
But with Seth Rogen.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of my my big ones. And the reason I like Fight Club is because I'm supposed to.
Because it's
No.
awesome. That's why you like Fight Club.
Sayge just gave me shit the other day because she was saying that, like, oh, that's like the most pretentious filmmaker thing to say. But no, I just legit love the movie. It's dark and story.
But it is like a TikTok thing right now.
I didn't know. I don't even know that. I'm so old.
Aren't you supposed to hate the ending too? Isn't that part of the
Is it? I
part of the
literally don't
hipster
know.
cred for Fight Club? Is I love the movie but hate the ending.
I literally don't know. I love the ending of the beginning. It's like 2 movies in one.
Yeah.
I fucking love
Oh,
it.
I love Fight Club. I'm with you.
I've never
Why did
seen
you
Right.
not
Fight
like the
Club.
ending?
I've never once seen Fight Club.
What'd you say, Nick?
Did Andrew say he didn't like the ending of Fight Club?
No, that's what you're supposed to say if you're a hipster, that you love the movie but hate the ending.
Andrew, did you have any other accumulated questions?
Yeah, I got a question. Here's one. A lot of people may not know this outside of this group, but Nick is an accomplished professional filmmaker. That's his avocation in his career. And this was a rare kind of step in front of the camera for Nick. What was that like, Nick? Taking the experience of your experience from behind the camera and translating that in front of the camera.
Super exciting at first because I got into filmmaking, like making videos was because I wanted to be the guy in front of the camera and nobody had a camera. And then I was like, okay, I'll get a camera. So then I got a camera and then there was nobody to run the camera. So then I was like, I'll run the camera. And then you get, all wrapped up behind it and kind of, you need to find people to stand in front of it and have your stuff to point your camera at. And it led me down this road to where I didn't ever really get to stand in front of it. So having a chance to get in front of the camera, I really wanted to do it, super excited about it. And then it came time to do it and it was like terrifying. It's weird that, I call the record button like the mind erase button because you get it behind the camera and everything seems fine. It's like, no, just do it like we practiced. And then you hit the red button and it seems like people's minds go blank and you forget how to act or how to speak. And
Especially because you do a lot of commercial work, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm at it's a lot different with narrative stuff. I've just barely dipped my toe into like commercial stuff, working on it. But like I've been on commercial shoots where they're this really charismatic person, like this CEO, like, oh, they're so great to talk to, and then it's like, okay, now just say all that again, and it's like, hello, I'm with this company, and like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And like that's why I like working with like this crew especially, and like everyone I've worked with in the past is like, you guys are all natural improvers, like I write the stuff, but it's like, hey, as long as you get the point across, you can say and do whatever you want, in character, and you guys are always great on that. You think on your feet. Like we would do shots, or like a take, and then like it would end and I'd be like, no, do this instead, and like, okay, sure, whatever. Or you try something and be like, hey, that doesn't really like. There's a scene where Nick, you turn your back to Jordan and you walk away, and Jordan flips you off, and I was like, that's funny, but it doesn't work for this character. But like, and you guys are like, okay, you guys are just so open to direction and to the story, and it just makes it great to work with this cast and crew.
well, that's a two-way street too, because we felt like we could fuck around on those takes here and there. And like,
Yeah.
as long as we knew we had it once, we felt like, we had a couple takes after that, or, you'd let us kind of go down that stray road a little bit before you're like, it's not really working. Let's see if it works. And not really, kind of bring it back. It was all the way around.
I remember a couple of times that Nick asked for another take after Malakai was done and got a much better take out of it. So
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting that you guys could say, hey, let's just do one more of those, and we often got
And it's
good
like,
stuff out of
as
it.
long as there's time and everything like that, it's like, okay, like I'm not happy until you're happy, until we're both in the same place. I wonder, because I know there was kind of some friction, I suppose, with the shoe scene. What did you guys think of it? Did you guys think it was worth it or not?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Why would I put his shoes on?
I thought it was funny.
I thought
It was so silly. It was so ridiculous.
What'd you say,
Yeah,
Nick?
I didn't think it made sense at the time, but in context of the movie, it made sense of like, minor slip-ons, scissor tie shoes.
Yeah. And like the fact when you hear Nick just taking one side, where are my shoes? I thought it worked, but there was some kind of like, sometimes Jordan especially will be like, Malakai, I'm not really feeling this one. But he'll do it. He'll try it, and then it's in my hands.
That's what I like about working with you, Malakai, because like you know I'm lazy. Like, you know I'm ungodly lazy. I'm not going to learn lines. So you're just like, just follow what you can. and like, I don't think like, I think I do well doing improv stuff, but I really think that just stems from my laziness and not wanting to read.
Yeah, like, the dream, of course, is that, Jordan, you'd be like, Malakai, I've been reading the script every night for this past week.
Yeah.
I've got my lines learned. I'm just really feeling the character. I feel like Maron, I'm inside of him, I know his
Wait, who's this? Who's this?
I feel like this would be Jordan. This is what I hope, what I want Jordan to be. But then Jordan's really like, hey, Malakai, I know we're getting ready to shoot in 45 minutes. Do you have a script? Like, is there a script you can give me?
Yeah, I leafed through it last night. I think I got it.
That was the last draft, Jordan. Jeez. So, yeah, but that's, we're just like an indie little film thing. And like, if you weren't good at it, you wouldn't be doing it. Like, we all... I just really enjoy working with this cast and crew, and I really looking forward to the next one when all this stuff is over.
Nick, is this the first time you ever acted on camera?
I mean, no, I did some like college films when I was at IPFW. There were a couple of those I got to do. Most of my stuff's been on stage.
Okay.
Like I said, if
right,
there's going to be a production around, they usually shove me behind the camera. And
Sayge, you are kind of more into like the behind the scenes stuff, especially now with like animation and stuff like that. And you're always into like you're into like VFX now, but you were even especially in like cartoon animation and stuff like that. What was it like for you to be in like such a pivotal role, like the main antagonist? Was it kind of just like, I'll just do it because Malakai doesn't have anyone else to do it, or was it a little more than that? And be honest. I already know the answer. It's okay.
Malakai couldn't find anyone, and I was just like, "Yeah, I'll do it." Like, I have nothing else to do for these 2 days.
yeah. You're like, it's just 2 days of production, right? I was like, yes, hopefully less. And I was like, you can come to the other ones. It'd be great to have your support.
Ooh.
See, I gotta watch some anime those 2 days.
Yeah, but it was great to have you. I mean, especially just support wise, or just having you there as someone to complain to.
You say support wise, but I did fall asleep on the
Dude,
set.
That reminds me. Okay, it's in the bloopers, but I'm just gonna talk about it a little bit. That goddamn fucking cup scene. Okay.
Cups. Oh.
There's the scene. Okay, Jordan's walking down the hall, and he's supposed to drop the mug, and it breaks, right? But we're gonna fake break it, and we're gonna show a close-up shot of it really breaking later. And they're supposed to be like, "Oh no, how does this break?" Right? We do it a couple times, and the mug doesn't break. That's what we want, because we're gonna show it break later. And then I'm like, it kind of looks okay, whatever. And then Jordan's coming up again, and he drops it, and it really breaks. And in that split second, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, "Yo, great! Jordan's gonna go with it because he's so great at improv. He's gonna. It really broke. He can really react." But then Jordan just stopped. He looked down at it, and looked right up at me, and looked right into the camera, and was like, "I'm so sorry, Malakai." And you just hear me in the background. I'm like, "God damn it, Jordan! You could have went with it. You should have just gone with it."
I wouldn't reason. It's just like, because I even was in my head. I was like, okay, if I break the mugs, I have to just react. Because I was like, kind of trying to break them, because because then it would be real.
Right.
And then when it actually happened, it's like I surprised myself, like, oh, that actually worked.
And you're like, "I'm so sorry, Malakai." I'm like, "Ah!"
And I wasn't apologizing for breaking the mugs. I was apologizing for not reacting.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was talking about.
I think it was more like because we were in like a stranger's house and we broke a mug on his floor.
Yeah,
Sure.
it wasn't
It
his
felt
mug, though.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Better than
that
breaking a
was-
lamp.
Yeah, good thing that
Yeah.
didn't happen or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. It's a good thing we didn't have anybody running extension cords and knock anything over.
That doesn't happen on our sets, Andrew. You know this. Gus McQueen, this complete stranger that I totally don't know, and it's a filmmaker himself, he asked, "Did the pandemic?" There's a pandemic. What? I didn't know there was a pandemic. Did the pandemic slow down production at all, or was it filmed last year? A little bit of both. Kind of was as I was talking about earlier. So we shot it all last year in October. Obviously, everything was fine then. But then the pandemic especially slowed down, get all that together. And then when we kind of started quarantining and stuff like that, and then I was home every night working on VFX for, Sayge totaling up what I was working on at night, and then during the day it was probably like 6 hours a day, maybe a little less. I mean, maybe a little more some days, you know. And I'm not a VFX artist. I have never done them before in my life. I had to study and research these tutorials and like, you know.
Well, they look great, man.
Thank you. I think they're just passable, but thank you. And like
They look good. I was impressed.
Yeah, thank you. Like you can ask Sayge and Jordan. Like I was honestly getting really down. I was kind of falling into like kind of like a depression, and I know a lot of that was because of the pandemic too and being cooped up. But like, you know, Sayge was just kind of like, hey, you don't have to get this done right now. You have all the time in the world, and you know when it's over, you're gonna wish you had something to do. And well, I got them done, and you know I'm happy with them now. But she was totally right, and now I'm like, God damn, I wish I had something to do. I wish I could be working on this thing for the rest of my life. You know, just having something to do. But yeah, so the pandemic didn't really slow down production. It just kind of slowed down the premiere and a little bit of the VFX work.
I gotta leave in like 5 minutes. Do you want to do one more big question before I take off?
Yeah. Andrew, do you got any kind of like...
Yeah, I got one for Jordan. Jordan, what was it like working with the green screen? How was that different from
It was
working in front of people?
It was kind of weird. I don't know. Honestly, like whenever I can kind of ignore my surroundings when I'm doing that. For some reason, I can get like focus on what I'm doing, and like my surroundings won't affect me that much. First time me being in front of a green screen, it was kind of weird to get used to, just because of like knowing where I was supposed to be and like what the limits of my movement were. That was kind of difficult, but it wasn't anything that was like too stressful or hard to get.
Nick, how'd you like the green screen?
Yeah, it's always a little harder just because you're wondering, you know, you can't really play off the darkness the way you would, but it's also fun.
The greenness.
Fun too, because you get to use your imagination.
Yeah, especially, yeah, and it was really hard for me because I have never done any kind of green screen work. Again, I just was like, I've researched enough. I basically got this, and you know, it was not.
You're like, I know what I'm doing in theory.
Yeah,
like,
that's not something you just do. You don't just green screen a little bit, you know. So like, there was a lot of rotoscoping, and you know, there's a lot of stuff. Like, I know you say the VFX look good, but like, if you watch it again and kind of pay a little more attention to it, there are so many mistakes, so many hidden things, and like, you know, I see, you know, watching, this is my billionth time watching it. I see, you know, stuff moving that shouldn't be moving. And
nobody else sees those things, man. Like I edit stuff all the time, and I just sit and look at every mistake on screen. And my wife comes in and is just like, "Oh my gosh, this looks so good!
Right.
Good job!"
You're so
and you're like, "Don't you see it?" And she's like, "Don't show me! Don't show me!
Yeah.
Also see it. Show it to me, then I'll see it, and it'll ruin the video." So just know, man, people are rooting for you. They want you to succeed. Their brains will see it the way you saw it.
Thank you, man. It means a lot.
How do I get one of those posters back there?
One of these?
Yeah.
I guess I could. I mean, I guess if you want a poster, let me know.
Be kind of cool to hang up in my menagerie here.
Yeah,
have like Fight Club, Star Wars.
Yeah, I would just get the same one printed. Yeah. So if you want a poster, let me know.
You want a poster of yourself in your house?
Those eyes are dreamy. Like,
They actually are a little bit colored pink.
that's just my pink eye.
That's funny. Jordan's, I was toying around with changing his eye color a little bit for the thumbnail. I turned him a little bit too high, and he looked like a cat. He looked like a really edgy cat. But I think that's probably all we have time for tonight. In this video, we'll go up later, and you know, there's gonna be bloopers coming. There's a soundtrack coming out, and there'll probably be some more behind the scenes kind of stuff. I know it's kind of awkward because we're over online and stuff like that, but I just want to say thank you all so much, everyone in the chat, especially for joining us tonight. Everyone that's going to watch this later on, thank you so much for your support. Thank you, Nick, for helping out. I mean, you did not have to do this. I'm just some kid and asked you to do this thing for free, and you got sweaty and gross and did this stuff. And you know, you have a family, and you did this for us. Andrew, you know, the same thing. You know, you're like a a guy with money that can just do whatever you want. You can go on vacation, but you're like, no, I'm just gonna stay around and work with this just some jabroni.
Guy with money.
You know,
Why not both?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. But yeah, seriously though, thank you all so much, and everyone that can't be here, everyone in the credits and everything that helped, with every little thing, with food, with moving chords, with lighting, with the sound, with just giving feedback and critiques.
Bringing me Red Bulls.
Yeah, giving Jordan Red Bulls. Sayge and Jordan, thank you guys so much just for helping out on this thing, and I know you guys love acting a lot. You really study those lines.
I do love it.
I know. You really do love it. I think that's a real
And
thing.
I did study the lines.
It's me that doesn't study the line.
To put you guys together, you make one complete one complete
One
actor. So thank you all so much. I can't really think of anything else to say. Andrew, Nick, you guys got any final words?
I got nothing. Thanks for letting me be part of it. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Love the product.
Nick, I want to say I really enjoyed working with you, Nick.
You too, man. I look forward to doing some more stuff in the future. Hopefully, we can get some more short films out there. It was really awesome being in front of the camera. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, this is just a quick thing. I love making movies. One of my favorite things about them is you're always really working on the next one. Working with you guys and Nick, it was our first time working together, but it's I've got a role for you in this next thing, I was working on this cult movie, I'm and then I saw a picture of Andrew with just a mustache and I was like, I have a character for this. It's a whole guy I know everything about. You're always thinking on the next thing. So we will all definitely be working together again in the future, and I'm really excited for it. And so just thank you all so much. I guess we'll be signing off. What do the old people say? Signing off. Log and